Hello, everyone. This is Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott. Chewing gum because I do not want to explode. So.
We're talking about a polarizing issue today, and it's taxation on electricity.
Yeah.
And we're pissed. We're upset. How to go green without going broke. That's what the Democrats are trying to figure out here in California. We now have details of the graduated income fixed charge rule for electricity, which is code speak for let's tax the heck out of everyone who uses electricity.
This has nothing to do with your usage of power.
No.
This has everything to do with your financial stability, how much money you make.
Yeah.
I don't have to burn any power at all or use any power at all, and I'm going to get this tax, this surcharge. So figure that one out.
The grid, yeah.
Figure that one out.
This is a new income tax under the guise of DIE, Diversity, Inclusion, and Equity, by the state for anyone that uses electricity. Do you know what started the American Revolution in 1776?
Taxation without representation.
That's exactly right. I mean, we're not talking about representation now. We're talking about onerous taxes. The gasoline is taxed like 50 cents a gallon.
Highest in the country.
Highest. Up in here.
We burn more fossil fuel in this state than any other state. And so why, if you look at the supply and demand theory, which I kind of go by, that's a good theory to go by, right? Supply and demand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we're burning more supply, we should be paying less, I think. Okay? Because first of all, those taxes are not going towards our roads. Our roads are garbage in this state. Okay? And if you drive around, I mean, you drive Interstate 15.
Yeah, it's bad.
I know that's a federal highway, but it's, California controls it. Good old Caltrans, they control it. And it ain't happening. The freeways are awful between here and the state lines.
Yeah.
The 10 freeway, if you've driven the 10 freeway lately, it is awful. Dangerously awful. 15 freeway, I don't even want to talk about it. It's crazy. Now, and it's funny because once you cross over into Nevada or into Arizona, the roads seem to improve pretty well. So I don't know what the deal is.
What is
I don't know what the deal is.
What's going on in those other states?
We pay almost, 84 cents a gallon, almost $1 a gallon in taxes in the state.
Yeah, I was just doing the California tax with federal. It's like 80 cents. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
crazy.
And you got to count that because every time you fill up, I mean, I was telling some people the other day. We're not talking about petroleum fuel here today, but we're back up and I know you're electric vehicle guy. We're burning 87 octanes, the lowest you can get in California, and it's costing us pretty close to the $5 range.
Really close.
If you round it off like you were taught in grade school, you're paying a $5 bill for a gallon of gas, and that is crazy.
Anything that you can imagine is taxed heavily in this state. Plus, there's a movement to tax unrealized gains, like your 401k or your 403b if you're a teacher. Any of those unrealized gains they want to tax. Well, what about the unrealized losses after paying the tax on the unrealized gains? Let's say you have a good year, it goes up in the Trump era, and you have to pay taxes on those gains. But then Biden comes along and your 401k is slashed by $100,000. Do you get anything back for that loss since you paid for the? No. As Garrosh would say, my Warcraft friends, get back to work, peons. It's a Warcraft.
Yeah, get another job. If you're not making it, get another job. Make more money, and of course then now what we're going to talk about is the more money we make, the more surcharge we're going to get for our electricity. So, if you live in the desert in California, you're paying a lot for electricity because you got to run AC.
It's the highest in the nation.
It is, and you got to run AC.
Go over that, yeah.
So
you have to run AC.
Yeah,
you have to. And that uses a lot of electricity in the summer.
Yeah.
Here's what Ronald Reagan said about big government controlled, a.k.a. Democrat, a controlled economy. If it moves, tax it. If it keeps moving, regulate it. And if it stops moving, subsidize it. That's exactly what happens here in this state.
Yep.
Electricity moves. So electricity, especially green energy, is now regulated. You've got to put solar. New houses have to have solar, right? But solar energy is not doing so well. So big solar companies are being subsidized to put the life back into them with CPR. And now we need to tax electricity more to get people off fossil fuels. It's like the dog chasing his own tail continually.
Yeah, go back to the Obama administration and look and see what solar companies were subsidized by the government that went busted.
Busted.
Millions and millions of taxpayer dollars just done out the door. Gone. Not recovering. So.
Nope. Okay, when does it end? More importantly, how does it end? A San Francisco Tea Party of sorts? The only way to stop that nonsense is to get off the grid, which is crazy expensive.
Right.
Like 12,000 watts. If you got a family of 2, you might be using, you might need a 12,000 watt system at $3 per watt to put on your roof. You're looking at $36,000 to $40,000. Then you'll need 3 to 4 batteries to completely get off the grid at about 9,000 per. That's another 36,000. So you're looking at 72,000 just to get off the grid.
Yeah, and like
people aren't going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And like any other battery that's out there, they do not last forever. They
No,
will
they don't.
they will need to be replaced
10,
eventually.
12, 15 years, they'll need to be replaced.
Yeah.
So 72,000 just to get off grid. That's how much my Ford F-150 Lightning Pro cost.
Which you'd like to crush and melt, right?
Well, it's in the shop right now because it's having charging port issues. They're replacing it.
Yeah, remember when we talked about that one? Or Steve had his little midnight
bull crap.
Midnight
bull crap.
Not backyard musing, Baker musing.
It's not funny.
Stuck in Baker.
If enough people get off the grid, the California Public Utilities Commission will start increasing the rates for the schmucks unable to get off the grid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So lawmakers approved this graduated income fixed charge rule to take effect, which is code for tax, special tax, take effect on July 1st this year. How will the California Public Utilities Commission know your salary to charge this new tax on electricity, you ask? Well, the only way is for the Franchise Tax Board to share your income with California Public Utilities Commission and the utility, PG&E or SoCal Edison or San Diego Gas and Electric.
Ain't that great?
Now they know what you're making.
Yeah.
Right? Now they can see all your deductions. They can see everything.
Yep. And here we go.
So
and it's some real money.
This
is real money that they're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking. If you make $28,000 to $69,000, you'll be taxed $20 to $34 per month added onto your electric bill.
Yeah, and I'm not
That's
bagging
gonna hurt
on
poor people.
I'm not bagging on anybody's income or your living conditions or anything like that. But in California, especially in some parts of California, $28,000 to $69,000 a year, that is not a lot of money.
No.
I mean, and again,
you can't live on the coast with that.
I appreciate the people that are making that money.
You have to be inland.
And they're hopefully making a go of it. But $20 to $34 a month is going to be
that's two burgers. That's two meals.
That's going to dip into their grocery bill. Yeah.
So $69,000 to $180,000 will be taxed $51 to $73 per month. And it just keeps going. Over $180,000 will be taxed $85 to $125 per month, on top of what you're paying for your rates. It's ridiculous.
Again, that's money out of your pocket. Just for what? You're still paying for the power. This is on top of that.
On top. And it's not by kilowatt. It's you made this much, so you have to pay this much on your electricity bill. What's it going to be next? The water? Is it going to be water that you use? Or natural gas that you use?
Natural gas. Well, they're trying to get rid of natural gas in our state, so that's
there's no supplement for natural gas. You can't use anything yet. Propane, but then they'll start taxing propane. It's not going to end. Am I exaggerating by saying this is onerous?
Yeah, I don't know, but on the gas thing, I mean, Southwest Gas. I mean, I know people that are pretty high up there in Southwest Gas, and if they're not paying attention to this, come on, this is something that you ought to be lobbying for or against, not just because it's not electric, but if they're going after electric, what's to say they don't go after gas next? And that's going to kill people. You're talking about basing it on the same surcharge for a gas line, or because you have a gas line based on your income. So now you're talking. Now you just figure out doubling those. Okay, those numbers.
Yeah, per month now.
Yeah.
Because of gas and electricity.
Yeah, and that's crazy. People,
That's a car payment.
and it's no
That's
wonder
a car
that people
payment.
are exactly or a grocery bill.
Oh, grocery bill
for a month
for
a week. Yeah.
A week.
So this is crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
So teachers, we just can't pack up and leave, right? Teachers and first responders, their pensions are tied to the state government,
Right.
so they don't get to transfer to other states. Their pension, it just
Correct.
they don't get it. Those families cannot up and move. But people like me who are waiting patiently for my spouse to retire, we can't leave. She wants to get that retirement, and I respect that.
Yeah.
That just leaves the young adults and the middle agers that are not teachers or first responders that can just pack up and go to Utah or Texas or Florida,
Arizona, Nevada,
and take their baggage with them. But so this is what you're heard it first here on Backyard Musings. This will put in place the Great Migration, right? End of this year, you're gonna see people moving out, big time. Next year, it's gonna be really bad. They're gonna be moving, and the only way to replace them is with illegals. That's what they're doing now. They're sending illegals to these blue states so they can up their numbers on the Census Bureau. It's a long con to up their numbers to get their seat back in the House of Representatives because it counts persons, not citizens. Right?
Yeah.
So people will think twice about moving here, right? Employers will need to pay more salary to recruit and retain talent. So we were talking, the national average for electricity costs 18 cents per kilowatt hour. It's 32 cents per kilowatt hour here.
Yeah, figure
Almost
that.
double.
Figure that. And we're the sunshine state here. So, go with that. Okay? And believe me, solar has really caught on here. It took me a while to get on board, but we did. And so far it's helping. But why do I want to pay a surcharge for the investment that I made in solar panels? And
It's like a bait and switch. We want
Yeah.
you to get it, but boom, now we're going to slap you with the
yeah,
tax.
it's the same. It's happened here with the water rates. They want you to cut back water. They had you take grass out and put in rock. And what do? They up their rates because they want their money. They're getting their money no matter what.
You can see the gravel behind us in the sand. There's no grass in my yard. There's weeds, and I got to have one of the youth from church. I pay him to pull. So this bill is going to hurt the middle class and the poor the most. The bill was fast-tracked without no discussion based on Governor Newsom's pledge to be carbon zero by 2035. 2035, that is around the corner. Clean energy is not cheaper than fossil fuels. I can attest to that because I got two electric cars. While in Carlsbad, California, dedicating a solar plant, Joe Biden straight up said, it's literally cheaper to generate electricity from wind and solar than it is from coal and oil. He's a pathetic and pathological liar.
He has no
It's
idea.
not.
What was it last year when we had the issues with the grid and we didn't have enough power?
Yeah, like brownouts.
They were
yeah.
having brownouts and
Oh,
blackouts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so all these people couldn't charge their electric cars. What are you going to do if everybody has an electric car here, or
Yeah.
everybody has an electric stove, or everybody has
like
an
Chicago
electric
in the
water
winter,
heater?
come to a standstill.
Yeah, I mean it's nuts. It's nuts.
So Biden doesn't care about Americans. He cares about grift, allegedly putting money in his pocket by selling out to our adversaries, right? And the House
Pride
of
and greed.
Representatives
Pride and greed.
looking into that now, right?
Yep.
Where are the nuclear plants? That's clean energy.
Yeah.
Where are
Bring
they?
them on.
Bring them.
Bring them on.
Vote them out. Thank
Yeah,
you
they
for
need to go.
listening. Thanks
Yeah.
for listening.
Have a good day. Thank you.